Hey guys, this is Adam with Grey Ghost Tactical, and today I've got a Shtf box, mystery box from Bug K. This is a February 2020 box. I have opened it because I'm like a kid, and the people that don't open the stuff first, sometimes they don't know how to work the gear and they say that it's bad. So I tried to open everything up, make sure I knew how everything functioned, and so I could tell whether or not it was good gear. And like I said, the main reason is I'm a kid and I couldn't wait. So this is the 1999 box. Like I said, I do have a family, and I had this box before. Sometimes it's good stuff. I did stop it because it started getting a lot of cheap stuff and a lot of repeats. But I'm gonna try it out again, and like I said, sometimes you get some really cool stuff in here. And this is the 1999. There is 3 tiers. I think the most expensive one's $89, and each tier builds on top of each other. So with that being said, like I said, I've already opened this up. I've got everything unpackaged out, and so here's the card. Like I said, I got the primary box. You got the pro box, and then the everything. So what I would have got extra would have been a tomahawk axe, which is pretty cool. A lockpick set with a padlock, which is really cool. A smatch it in a sheath. I've got the smatch it before in the $20 box. It's pretty cool. And then the blackout digital watch, which I wear a Samsung S3 watch, so unfortunately that wouldn't have done me any good. There is some pretty cool stuff in here. A lot of this stuff, though, you have to kind of use it and play with it first before you can, before you're actually proficient with it. First thing, so right off the top here, I'll put that down there for a second. And it's a ferro rod. It seems to be nice quality, and actually, let me see here. I believe this may actually be magnesium. See, I just accused everybody else of not trying out the stuff, but there's actually, if you look really close, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a little dent there. That is the ferro rod there. That's a flint rod. So I believe that may be a magnesium stick. And but anyway, you shave this part of it and strike this part, and it makes fire. Like I said, these are nice. This wouldn't be my primary choice for fire. Fire is important, so you want something that's easy, simple, that doesn't take a lot of practice. This would be a good secondary measure, which, to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't even use this as a secondary measure. And because if you just have this, you can't strike a fire. You still have to have a second piece of gear, a knife, a belt buckle, something that's steel. So this would probably be like something I would just throw in a kit, and in case I needed it. I would probably attach a small hacksaw blade to it with a lanyard through the root there. Number one choice of fire for me, though, is going to be a lighter. I like butane lighters. I believe they get hotter, they get faster, they have less problems. However, you can get a standard big lighter for like 99 cents at any gas station anywhere. Moving on, let's see. So we have a compass here. It's made by Trailblazer, non-magnetic pocket compass. I didn't open this up, but I will. Compasses are from Bug K. I found usually pretty cheap quality. Oh, on that, sorry, not to jump around, but back to the ferro rod. I'm gonna give that as an okay piece of gear. I don't really like it or dislike it, and if I had to lean toward one side, it would probably be dislike, because, like I said, it requires a lot of skill. It's not something that you can do easily. It's not something that you can do easily without practice, and you require extra gear for it. So it appears that I'm in the Bermuda Triangle here with my inside my truck here. I think it's finally calming down. And it appears to be pointing in a semi-northern direction. According to my truck compass and then the compass on my watch band, it's okay. And it would probably give you a general direction that you could, confirm once you had a sun or some other means, a star or something like that. That would confirm the direction, but it would point you in the general direction. It's a nice little case. It is what it is. It's a cheap little compass. A good drop on this thing would probably tear it up, or even putting it by, some type of magnetic field. Sorry for letting y'all see my hairy arm, but it closes up. Nice, compact, little size. Again, I'm gonna put this with it's the okay pile. And don't really like it or dislike it. It would I would put this in the like pile if the compass was a little bit better. Anyway, moving on. And they've got that listed as, so the fire steel was $4.99. Fair price for that, I believe. That was the compass. They got it at $10. So for $10, you could have a much nicer compass. So just price alone, I'm gonna say that's not a good price on that. The ferro rod isn't terrible. Next piece of gear here. This is called a monkey fist, and basically what this is paracord, and it's wrapped around a steel ball bearing. People say that they can carry these on their keychain, or and that way you can pop like that. So the problem with this is this requires a little bit of practice. Okay, this is a very effective weapon. This could crush bone. If you're good in your practice and you get a good lick on it. But the problem is if you put this on your keys, then you have to fight your keys and you have to have like the right grip. And the other problem with these is from a situation where if you haven't practiced with this and kind of like, spend a few minutes figuring out how this works, you would think you just take and pop it. Well, the problem is like it's like a swing. So if it goes forward, it goes backwards. And if you ain't careful on that back swing, you could catch yourself. I would recommend holding it like this. So where you kind of have one finger in the loop and then your hands like this, and you have a good pinch grip on it. And then you swing like that. That way you can make sure everything's out of the way on yours. Like I said, though, this could be a devastating weapon. I would carry this in my pocket with nothing attached to it. And for me, that doesn't work because, I don't want to have anything that I don't need in my pocket. That's why I got my go bag, or my merce, as my wife calls it. But like I said, this would be a great alternative to, like, when you can't carry a weapon, you could slip this down in your pocket. And if I was going to put a key on it, I would put like a single key fob, just so that it's technically a keychain. And but like I said, definitely practice with this first. Paracord seems to be of good quality. It's not that cheap stuff. It still has I can't tell if it still has feels like it still has its inner guts in it. So again, this is a two-purpose deal. I like two-purpose items, so I'm gonna put this in the light pile. I'm just gonna caution everybody, learn how to use this thing and practice with it before you have to depend on it, because you could very likely hit yourself with this if you ain't careful. And let's see, they got this at $5.99. Yeah, I think that would be a good item for $5.99. I believe that's That's worth $5.99. One other way that you could actually use this, and you could use this as like a melee weapon from primitive times, and you could attach this paracord to a stick or a pipe to extend your reach, and this would make a pretty effective mace or whatever. And it doesn't take a lot of force to, like, swinging this to really, make a point for somebody to back up. It's just you have to be careful, like I said, on the backswing. So overall, I would say that this is a pretty decent item. So I've got 2 in the yeah pile, 1 in the like it pile. Alright, so this is a pair of Ghost Viper earplugs, and it just slides out. And I actually like this item. It has 4 sets of these little plugs in it, and they fit inside your ear pretty good. They come right on out, and so there's a pair there, and then there's a pair there. Earplugs are always handy. They if you wanted to go shooting, or if you happen to be in a building and they're working in it with drilling something, you could slip these in. If you're in a boring presentation, you could slip these in. These are pretty non-obtrusive. They've got a nice compact case on them. I put these in the light pile. Let's see how much it says they are. 2 pairs for $9.99. It's more like probably a $6.99, $7.99 product, but yeah, I probably wouldn't pay $10 for it. But this is I still like the product, so I'm gonna put it over here in the light pile. So, Booby Trap Field Guide. Top secret booby traps. Department of Security. Well, let's see what they've got. It's basically a pamphlet, and it's telling you about pull strings, perimeter alarms, and it opens up to a pretty nice size weathered pamphlet. Let's see what they've got. Your perimeter alarms, deadfall horn, dogs, really. An entanglement trap. Showing you some of their products that they have that you can get. Tells you how to disarm them. Stink bombs. So, knowledge is always important, and I believe this is telling you the basics here. The perimeter alarms are pretty good if you go camping and you're in like bear, coyote country, wolf country, something like that. The deadfall there, with rotten eggs or stink bombs, I can understand why so technically, like, if you've done any like studying at all, like the Vietnamese War, a lot of these came from the Vietnamese, and like that deadfall there, they would have sharpened sticks in the bottom and in the side, so when you fell in, it would pierce you. Same thing with the sandbag on a tree or whatever. That would, instead of that being a sandbag, that would be a sharpened stick that would come through and decapacitate. I'm kind of torn on this, and technically, even if it is your yard and you do anything that can harm people in the United States, you can be sued for it. And again, it's got a big warning sign that says that there assumes no liability. I'm gonna actually put this in the I'm gonna put this in the do not like pile. Let's see, how much does this thing cost? So yeah, they've got this thing for $8. I can buy a whole book online, you know, for $8. Now, true, this is, I mean, it's a nice pamphlet. It's nicely made and all, and it could go in a pack pretty well. But this is more kid stuff. It gives you enough knowledge to be dangerous, but then, you know, it doesn't go into great detail where it's actually useful. And then the second thing is if you start experimenting with this and you do these and you leave them up and somebody gets hurt on them, now you're liable for it. So in a real SHTF, the perimeter alarm is okay, but in a real SHTF thing, these probably aren't going to help you, because like I said, it gives you just enough to give you the basics of it, but it doesn't tell you how to actually incapacitate somebody. And then in real world scenarios, if you did this, you would get in trouble. So, and it's $9. I would much rather seen something else in this box for $9. So I'm gonna put that in the do not like. So I've got 2 items in the pile. I've got 1 in the like and 2 in the dislike, or 2 in the like. All right, so last item is this pretty nice size knife here, and those look like G10. They may or they may not be. They have a nice grip to them, nice texture, a little scallop in there. Star head screws. It's got a pommel. It's got one of these simple nylon sheaths, which suck. It does have an insert in it, so you shouldn't. Hopefully, you won't stab yourself. This is a nice blade as far as, and it's pretty thick. I don't know if you can actually see that there, but 1 shot, 1 kill. It's got a little skull on it. So like I said, it's got a little swedge. It's got a swept up design. It's pretty sharp, and I could probably shave hair with it, which is kind of surprising from some of Bug Cave stuff. There's the part number there. It's made in China, handcrafted, it says. It's got some type of budget steel. Most of the knives, you can tell, are cheap when they have this like paint on finish here. Now, practical standpoint, obviously this is too big to tote on your side as an everyday carry. It's got nice jimping right there and a nice little finger hole. That would be a little bit more usable if it was rounded down. That's kind of sharp. Yeah, let's just see if this thing will strike a ferro rod, since we got one handy. If I find it, let's see. Get the coating off of it. Yep. So it will shoot some sparks. Make sure it didn't light my truck on fire here. And let's see. And that is actually magnesium. So there you go. Now, what is this knife used for? This knife would work probably good as a beater knife. Put this in a truck, toolbox, or somewhere else. This would be a good, what I like to call, stash and slash knife. So if you wanted to like hide a good defense weapon somewhere around in your house, this right here would make one hell of a cutter as far as cutting human flesh. And like I said, you touch it up a little bit with the ceramic rod or maybe a strop and get a nice hair popping edge on it and just stash it somewhere and hide it. This would make a great weapon to hide around the house. The point is super sharp. You know, like I said, this can be really sharp. It's pretty sharp now. And it's got a good reach on it. It's got a good handle on it. Both grips are comfortable, and I have extra large hands. It's got a good weight to it, good feel balance. So you could probably fight with this knife pretty easy. Like I said, it is gonna. I prefer Carambics because you don't have to lose one hand. But this would make a pretty good home defense knife if this is all you had. This would make good for like a stash knife, like I said, putting a piece of PVC tube along the way to your bug out location, or you know, something different there. Camp knife, maybe. To be honest though, you probably wouldn't want to use this repeatedly as an ongoing knife, like a everyday knife. Well, one, like I said, is huge, but you know, this would definitely work out in a pinch. You could probably baton pretty well with the upswept blade, how sharp it is. It would probably make good ferro rods. You could definitely, it's got enough belly that you could go up and you could clean something if you needed to. So overall, I'm gonna put this in the like pile, which is weird because most of the time I don't like knives like this, but this is actually a pretty functional blade, and depending on what you're using it for. Let's see how much they got this thing for. $23.99. So, do I think it's worth $23.99? I'm gonna go no, and I'm gonna say this is a good $10, $12, $15 knife. You know, like I said, it's functional, it works. Steel's not great. I'm not a big steel person anyway. You know, it's all metal, it's a tool. You could put an edge on it fairly easy. So is it gonna hold an edge? Probably not, as long as you would like it to. But overall I like it. So out of my box, I've got one don't like. I've got three that I do like, and two that are like, they're kind of like fillers. With that being said, do I think total this box cost me $32 with shipping and tax? So $32, is this box worth $32? Let's see, 6, 7, 14. So really and truly, I think they got me for about $10 on this box. Now, if I didn't have to pay the $10 shipping and the like $3 tax, and this was just a straight $20 price, I think this would be a pretty decent little box. I mean, it is $20, so you're not gonna get all kinds of, you know, you're not gonna get super high quality gear. But overall, like I said, I think this box was worth it. So I will subscribe again next month and see what I get, and then I'll upload it after I have time to play with it and test it. All right, this is Adam with Grey Ghost Technical signing out.